6 weeks after Russian forces rolled into northern Ukraine, they've been forced to withdraw around the national capital, leaving hundreds of burnt-out wrecks behind.
They completely underestimated their adversary. Depending on the numbers you read with regards to Russian losses, up to 15,000 Russian troops.
Russia's military machine has been humiliated by a much more nimble and smarter adversary.
The Ukrainians have the morale advantage in the sense that they're coming off of a strategic victory in the sense that the Russians failed to seize those cities.
Russia's armoured columns have advanced along Ukraine's main roads, making them easy targets for small ambush teams like this one.
Танків немає, так? Це технарі. На зв'язку. Yes! Юра забрав! Із закруткою на спині.
Russia's invading columns of vehicles have been repeatedly exposed to these kinds of attacks in the first few weeks of this conflict. Dozens of Russian field commanders have been assassinated. For all its technological and numerical superiority, Russia has so far failed on the basics of preparation, strategy and logistics.
There's been a lot of focus in the Russian military modernization in terms of new kit, things like their new missiles, their precision strike, and hypersonics. But it looks like perhaps in terms of the basics, such as logistics and morale, the Russians had not modernized as much as they should in these areas, and particularly logistics.
Ukraine has also used drones to direct its attacks against Russian armoured vehicles and supply convoys with devastating effect.
It's very important. It's our eyes. We use drone to find Russian position, to surveillance, for target acquisitions, for bomb Russians using our customer drone.
Once he worked in the pharmaceutical industry. Now Colonel Yaroslav Honcha runs the Arorozvidka unit, which provides drone reconnaissance for the Ukrainian military.
When soldiers understand what's going on, when soldiers know all about sexual awareness, when soldiers understand where is enemy, where is friends, soldier be more powerful.
They've also added bombs.
We modify old Soviet granate, anti-tank. We create special devices for using it from drones.
It's enough to make Russian soldiers now run from the sight of Ukrainian drones.
We find the most important Russians units, for example, Russians headquarters, Russians missiles, Russians electronic warfare, things that happen, Russians do his business.
Now that Russia is consolidating its forces to the east of the country, analysts say Ukraine will have to shift its tactics.
You think if you're in the east looking west, you're Russian and separatist forces, and you really have one line in front of you, it's easier to maintain security and watch what's happening in front of you than, a convoy outside Kyiv, which has to worry about, 360 degrees, where are the Ukrainians and where are they going to shoot me from? So I think that, some of that capability Ukrainians have had so far is going to be much harder to produce opposite the Donbass.
There are benefits to being closer to Russia's border.
It's easier for them to get supplies in and out from Russia rather than having to go up and round through Belarus, and that potentially helps them with their supply lines, with logistics.
That is expected to help the Russians extend the duration of this fight.
What I'm saying when I say protracted is that it may not be just a matter of a few more weeks before all is said and done. That first quote-unquote phase of the conflict, if the Russians have put it, was measured in weeks. This next phase could be measured in months or longer.
But each new atrocity only galvanises the West to continue supplying weapons and increasing sanctions on Russia.
I think that the atrocities there are really unspeakable, but what seems fairly certain is that the entire chain of command is responsible, from the individual soldier that pulls the trigger to the small unit commander that allows it to happen, to Putin, who has demonized the Ukrainians by calling them Nazis, to where you see these stories where Russian soldiers actually think they're looking for Nazis. And so there's this dehumanizing aspect that's been created in the Russian military that sets the conditions for this kind of atrocity.
This war is not only Russians against Ukraine. It's totalitarianism, communism with democracy and freedom.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.